You have to excuse my sore throat. Planning a conference is not an easy task, so I've been talking too much, apparently. Mr. Ambassador of the United States of America, ministers, esteemed guests and speakers, friends, welcome. Some might be wondering what else can be added to the discussion about measures that can lead to the rebound of the Greek economy. After all, it's all been said. Well, we disagree. I remember a vivid discussion among fellow Stanford alumni back in the winter, amidst the continuing financial challenges, about what our stance should be. Do we give in to conventional wisdom and take a back seat? Or do we follow what stands on the cornerstone of the Stanford Graduate School of Business Night Management Center, dedicated to the things that haven't happened yet and the people who are about to dream them up? We know well that our alumni community does not dictate policy. We leave that to the institutions and to those who serve. However, we do see bringing people and ideas together as our call of duty. So today we do that. And while a lot of things have been said or written during the so-called Greek crisis, we believe that there are two distinct characteristics that define this day's effort, potentially making it quite impactful. The first differentiator is the interactive setup of distinguished economists and industry experts with diverse, complementary backgrounds discussing their ideas, speaking about Greece under an international context that also takes local intricacies into account. They will not do so in the form of merely stating their thesis, as in an op-ed piece, but will also challenge each other during our panel discussions in an effort to provide concrete solutions to move us forward. A second distinct characteristic, unintended this time, yet not exactly lucky, is timing. We could not have predicted that our scheduled date of June 8th would be so timely, given the implementation of newly formed policies by the Greek government. Yet we understood well that today's environment in the ever-evolving world is quite distinct and different to anything we have seen before. So if that assumption holds, as we believe, today's discussion will be unprecedented by definition. So yes, we are adamant about our effort being worth it and are thrilled that the Stanford Club of Greece has joined forces with the London Business School Greek Alumni chapter in this pursuit. We hope to see our vision fulfilled by the end of the evening, and that the discussion that happens today carries through way beyond this auditorium, aiding our country in breaking the bottlenecks that keep it from managing its full potential. Its undeniable potential, may I add. So before I pass it off to Panos, I would like to take a moment to thank our esteemed guests for their presence, our speakers, some of whom have flown in from almost around the world, from Palo Alto even, and London, just for this conference, as well as our sponsors, without whom we could not have made today happen. Aegean, the National Bank of Greece, Athens International Airport, Cosmote, Ethniki Asfalistiki, Genesis Pharma, Titan, and of course our media sponsors, Kathimerini, Protagon, Black Cherry, and VNO. Thank you for being here today.
Your Excellency, Ambassador of the United States of America, ministers, esteemed guests and speakers. On behalf of the London Business School Greek Alumni Association, I would like to welcome you to today's conference. Our association has a long tradition of organizing events which have a lasting impact in the discussion on economics in Greece. However, I have to admit that today's conference is unprecedented, both in scope and in quality. Our pioneering collaboration with Stanford Club of Greece has led to a conference that I believe to set new standards for any alumni event that is organized in Greece. As you can all probably understand, to organize such an event is a demanding and complex task. One requirement is to have a group of generous sponsors, and we were lucky enough to have one today. A big thank you to all our sponsors and media sponsors. Of course, the most important component of any successful event are speakers who are authoritative in their field. And we are honored today to have quite a few world-class academics with us, Greek and foreign. However, none of us would be here today if it wasn't for the devotion and the efforts of alumni volunteers. And I want to thank all volunteers from both alumni clubs. For almost 2 decades now, I'm part of alumni teams which are organizing events like this one. During this time, a lot has changed in the social and economic climate of the country. However, I strongly believe that the incentives of those alumni who actually put their professional and family requirements aside and give all their time to organize such an event remain the same. We hope that we can help our country adopt best practices and solutions that are common standards in other Western countries. We are eager to help the Greek society understand that we don't always need to reinvent the wheel, and we don't need to behave like if Greeks are a special human species. And we are desperate to move the public discussion from populist simplifications to factual reasoning. After so many years that have passed, and especially after 7 years of unprecedented crisis, it is sad to realize that not much has been made on either of these fronts. However, we are stubborn, and we are here, and we intend to try in the future with more determination for what we believe. The crisis has brought some new pressing challenges, such as the establishment of a banking system which can support the economy, of course, without the excesses and the mistakes of the past. At the same time, some of the bottlenecks that were well flagged many decades, I would say, ago, and have contributed greatly to the crisis, are still here, arguably more acute than ever. A public sector that is penalizing instead of supporting healthy entrepreneurship, and a justice system that fails to provide justice in a timely and efficient way. I truly hope that today's conference will manage to throw a small stone to these bottlenecks, if not to break them, at least to crack them. Our country badly needs that. The UK ambassador unfortunately had the last-minute commitment, so he will not be able to make his opening remarks. So I will ask Christos to come back to the podium for the continuation of the event.